First tonight, breaking news and word FBI agents have arrested a former government scientist on charges of spying. The suspect is a Maryland man named Stewart Nozette, who the feds say has worked for the Departments of Energy and Defense plus NASA. Prosecutors say he tried to sell secrets to Israel and took in thousands of dollars in cash. But what he apparently did not know was that that money was coming from the Israelis. The whole thing was a sting. The Fox Report's chief correspondent, Jonathan Hunt's live in our newsroom here in New York. How did all this go down, Jonathan?
Chevy, it was a classic undercover operation and apparently unfolded with great speed by the standard of these things. On September 3rd, Stewart Nozette received a phone call from an undercover FBI agent pretending to be an Israeli intelligence officer. The two met a day later, and by September 16th, Nozette was allegedly handing over secret information. 2 weeks later, on October 1st, he handed over a second envelope full of information that the FBI says was actually classified top secret. Then late this afternoon, Shep, agents moved in and arrested Stewart Nozette.
To what sort of secrets did this man have access?
Well, he worked for NASA and the Department of Defense, among other government organizations, in very high levels of research. And this second set of information that he handed over on October the 1st, according to the FBI, had information about U.S. satellite early warning systems, how the U.S. would defend and retaliate against a large-scale attack and full defense strategy. So this, according to the FBI, was all information that could do real damage to the security of the United States. Shep.
So what happens now?
Next, he is due to appear, Stewart Nozette, due to appear in court tomorrow. We understand that the FBI is not sure whether he has an attorney yet, so that date could slip. One other important point, Shep. Although the FBI undercover agent was posing as an Israeli intelligence official, there is no suggestion in this affidavit that the government of Israel or anybody acting on its behalf did anything wrong. Shep.
Thanks, Jonathan. Jonathan Hunt.
Fox News Alert getting new information this morning on the ex-government scientist arrested for trying to sell U.S. secrets to Israel. Stewart David Nozette, awaiting his first court appearance today. Nozette under arrest of suspicion of attempting to communicate, deliver, and transmit highly classified information to an undercover FBI agent. That story is just developing right now, and that's where we start today. I'm Bill Hemmer. Busy day already, huh, Shannon?
Absolutely. I'm Shannon Bream in today for Making Kelly. Thank you so much. Nozette is a highly accomplished scientist who's worked with sensitive parts of the U.S. nuclear weapons program. He's now at the center of that major espionage case.
Here's what we know about him. 52 years old, lives in Chevy Chase, Maryland. Once overheard saying he would tell Israel and other foreign countries everything he knows if he is ever arrested. Julie Kurtz, live at the White House with more on this developing story. Who is he? How much did he know, allegedly, Julie?
It's hard to know, how much he actually knew. According to the complaint filed in federal court here, he worked for the Defense Department, the White House Council on Space, and the Energy Department, and he had a top secret clearance at the Energy Department in the past. He also, this is interesting, was part of a team that helped discover water on the South Pole of the moon. So this is a guy who knew a lot, a scientist who's been working for the government for quite a few years. He allegedly told an undercover FBI agent who was posing as an Israeli intelligence official that he had top secret clearance at the Energy Department. He was willing to talk about U.S. satellites, spacecraft, and other major weapon systems over a period of time, as long as he was paid by the Israeli government. He also was a consultant until last year, I think for about 10 years, with a company that was owned by the Israeli government, giving them technical advice over the years. He was arrested in D.C., guys, yesterday. By the way, the complaint filed in federal court does not allege any wrongdoing by the Israeli government, though.
What tipped the government off? Do we know that yet, Julie?
It's hard to know. It doesn't say in the complaint. We do know that he told a colleague, I think you alluded to this, that if he was ever caught, he wouldn't go to jail. He would leave the country, go to Israel, and he would tell them everything. So we don't know what tipped them off. He'll appear in a federal court later this afternoon.
Julie, thank you for that. Just want to reiterate now on who the suspected spy is. He worked on various jobs for the Energy Department and NASA. In 1989 and 1990, he worked for the White House Space Council. And over the course of his career, Nozette performed some of his research at the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory and the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency. More on this story as we get it here, developing now.